Hello, welcome to the 16th episode to my podcast. My name is N5. I'd like to welcome you here and um, give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and let us know how you got into Airsoft.
Well, thanks for having me. My name is William Kit Bowman. I got an Airsoft late 2016. Started in the common way of getting like right out of high school, getting with some buddies and like, this looks sick. Watching videos like Airsoftology, Jet Desert Fox, and then just getting into it in the backwoods of small rural Pennsylvania, just springers and a lot of dreams.
Nice. So 2016. So that's like, of course, I'm bad at math, but like 10 years ago. So it's kind of recent on my clock. But I remember when I first got into it, it was back in early 2000, if I remember correctly. I think it was in 2003, if my memory serves me right. Um, so it was way, way back. And of course, back in those times, it wasn't nowhere as sophisticated as today. So, for example, they didn't have full metal for airsoft guns. It was basically all plastic. Hop ups wasn't really a thing. I mean, I heard the term, but back then they were just mostly junk. I mean, they weren't really useful at the time. And also, LiPo batteries wasn't really as sophisticated as it was today. So a lot of changes since then. And so of course, to be fair, I wasn't into airsoft since 2003 until now. I was only into it, just a similar story like you were saying, right? Said, hey, this looks pretty cool, hang out with my friends and in my particular case, it was playing in the backyard essentially, just shooting with each other with it. Um, but I was only into it for like a few years. I think I got out of it. Of course, I'm having a brain fart, but I think it was like 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. It was only for a few years. And then I got back into it again in 2024, 2023. So when I got back into it, you could imagine the shock when I started realizing, oh, wow, a lot has changed since then, since the last time I was into it. I mean, they have bazookas now. So I was like, I mean, you can imagine my shock. So it was pretty cool, and also Full Metal and replications like pretty top tier. So it's yeah, quite a change for sure. So tell me, I mean, are you just playing on the local fields? Do you do milsims? I mean, what's your type of style? What do you like to do in airsoft in particular?
I'm kind of floating around. I just came back from American Milsim's 1861. Spoiler, that event for me in particular got cut very short, but more on that later. I do bounce around Fox and go airheads a lot. I've been meaning to go out to Blitz and Color Splash. Never really get the time or the coordination to go with where the group of friends is going. But yeah, mostly like I trend towards more of a milsim esque approach, but going for the hardcore one for one impressions kits, yeah, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you there. Me, I'm mostly playing local fields, so I've been to a few fields here in Colorado, a few in Alabama. Um, but to be fair, I think I've only done a mini milsim, and I think it's called Pew Pew Productions, if I remember correctly. So they did a mini milsim, and I believe that was over at that's a while ago. I forgot the name of the field, but Spaz is gonna kill me because I can't remember the field. But if he's listening into this, he's gonna certainly knock me in the head, be like, N5. But yeah, there was a mini mill sim and Pew Pew Productions hosted it. It was at a field in Colorado, at a field that only does airsoft, I believe, once a month. So, they don't do it very often, at least for airsoft normal gameplay, right? So by them organizing a mini mill sim, that was pretty cool. They were able to do that. And it was pretty good. It was my first exposure on like actual coordination and in gameplay. So that was even though it was a mini, it got me a little bit my feet wet on how a milsim could potentially work on a large scale. So, I want to get into that myself. I'm more of how should I say, a realism type of individual. I like the simulations of military tactics and warfare and stuff like that. So that kind of trends in my direction. So, fingers crossed, maybe I'll get into 1861 eventually. I think they do that once a year, don't they? If I recall.
Yeah, yeah, it's an annual event. It's unclear if they're going to do it in the same place. They did it in Albert County this year. I forget where they did it last year. I was still really new to Colorado when they were doing this last year.
Oh, excellent. So you're new to Colorado. I mean, did you move here just recently?
Yeah, I got here in the very beginning, like early February of 2025. Yeah, I moved for work.
Oh, excellent. Um, if you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to answer, it's all good. But what do you do for work, particularly? Particular.
Military. Good old army.
I got you. All right. Well, cool. I mean, me myself, I'm a network architect across the enterprise for the company I work for that deals with government aerospace related stuff. So, um, yeah, we run into military quite often. So, good people, especially here in Colorado, at least the ones I've met. And, I certainly like the structure that they present. So, pretty cool stuff.
It works well for the job, but when it comes time for recreation, trying to like peel off a little bit. That's where I really like getting into airsoft because you get people all over with their intent on how they want to run, how they want to do games. Some people just go off and do their own thing. Some people flock together, and it's nice to see all of that kind of controlled chaos mesh with each other.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the beauty part about the sport too, is that you can be whatever you feel comfortable to be in the game or in the sport, right? So if you want to be in more in the milsim, good. If you want to be one of the speed softers, that's good too. I mean, whatever floats the style, and that's the beauty of it, right? So me myself, as I mentioned before, I'm more into milsim. I'm not really one of the speed softers at all. But Spaz, he's more of a hybrid to that. I'm sure you know. So he's really, I mean, as you well know, Spaz, right? So he's kind of really quick and spontaneous. That's one way I like to call it. But but he's a good guy, and he certainly gives the speed softers worth of their money, I guess I should say. But yeah, even on my YouTube channel, I have several gameplay video footages that I have of him, including other members of our team. So it's kind of cool to have that type of organization and have a good time, as a group.
Absolutely. That's what really keeps me anchored in. If I don't have like that tight friend group, I don't really bother playing.
Yeah, and I hear you there, man, because like on my first day back into airsoft, I just decided to go to Fox, right? No friends, no one. I just showed up, and that was back in either 2023 or 2024. I can't exactly remember, but I just showed up, and it was just me, and wasn't really fun. I was actually on the fence of coming back, but I was suggested, well, by someone else that why don't you just give it a second try? Go another day, just to see if that's what you really want, you know. So I did, and when I went on the second day, I met Spaz in the line and Fox, and that's when we started talking, and then he realized quite quick that I'm new, I should say new-ish, or rejoining back into the airsoft, right? and and I didn't have anyone to hang out with, so he invited me to play with him and with his team. And I mean, I have to give him credit for that, because if he didn't done that, I wouldn't have experienced how fun it was to play as a team instead of as an individual by yourself, right? And that's what hooked me getting back into it, is what he did. So
Absolutely.
yeah. It's been fun ever since.
Him and I bumped into each other in a very similar way. Last July, August, I don't remember exactly. I was at an event out in Aurora. The event itself was not the greatest. It could have been significantly better in multiple ways. One might have said that the whole thing sucked. But while I was there, surprisingly, like 4 hours or 6 hours early, because of bad information put out, another guy had shown up just as stupidly early. And we just spent the whole afternoon into the evening talking the shit and just being a couple of goobers. And then same thing. I'm like, hey, I've just got back to continental US. It's been a minute because I had a 3 year stint in Europe, and before that, the plague years had kicked off and closed off the local fields, and that was a wonderful time to be alive. Period. Besides airsoft, so I had been pretty much out of the game for darn near 5 years, and I was just trying to get back into the swing of things. And very similarly, he's like, "Man, come join us." So here I am.
Yeah. And if it isn't people like him, I mean, I'm sure there would be several other individuals that wouldn't be playing airsoft today. I can
Uh,
guarantee you. So um, that's what's cool about the about part of the airsoft communities that you have individuals like that and make it welcoming and grow the numbers in our ranks, in the sport throughout the entire United States. It's kind of cool to see that because when I visited other fields, I've seen other people do similar things. Encouragement. Join us, be with us. Any questions we can ask, let us know. So it's if we didn't have that type, yeah, the community or the sport wouldn't be what it is today.
yeah, I totally agree. Oh, I have to remember the year. I think it had to have been like 2017. This was back in Pennsylvania. There was a indoor field that was local. It was a 2 hour drive away from town. Uh, but you had that like half and half mix of like, yeah, there were like decent guys who were there, but then you also had that other half of the coin where people got really comfortable in their batch of regulars, and it was more gatekeepy with some circles. I'm glad to say that I haven't really seen that pop up at all since I've been back.
That's good. That's good. That means that at least the sport's doing well and prospering where it needs to. That's good feedback. So my next question for you is like you're into milsim, leaning that direction. What's the type of within milsim? What's your type of playing style? Do you like to do any DMR, sniper, or you just basic rifleman? What's the type of you normally lean towards?
I've been running as rifleman for a while. I gravitate more towards that communication and integration effort. I think I'm going to start moving in the DMR direction. Not entirely biased on, again, cutting my experience short by one little slit trench of erosion and a cracked rib. But yeah, I'm a lot more slower paced.
Yeah, yeah. Me, I like to take my time myself, and so um, I don't usually rush, but I do from time to time. So it's kind of like uh, kind of a hybrid of spaz, not rushing all the time, but my movements are more calculated. So I take my time, and then when I see a vulnerability, then I rush. So it's kind
Yep.
of like one of those types of roles. And I've done DMRs and riflemen. As a matter of fact, I got right over here. I got a DMR right there, and then I got a rifleman right up here. So definitely different. I mean, the rifleman you can obviously get up close. DMRs, you could be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more slower, pick your targets. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but different in a good way in its own uniqueness, right?
Yeah.
So the only I haven't done sniper yet. I'm curious about trying that, but I would rather, borrow a sniper from somebody or a sniper rifle from somebody, try it out, see if I like it instead of investing money into it. Because it may not be something I like to do. I don't know, but I would certainly like to at least get exposed to it.
Yeah, the way I see snipers, dedicated bolt guns, if I'm already having consistency and airsoft isms with a rifleman in terms of just how BBs do their own thing, I don't want to deal with that extra level of stress of having BBs go and defy the laws of physics while I'm trying to make somebody feel a little poke of plastic a gazillion feet away.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you there. So do
Hats
you
off to
type
you for
of
trying.
oh, what's that?
Sorry, hats off to you for wanting to try though.
Oh yeah, definitely. How else would I know if I like it or not? Right? I mean, I didn't think I would like DMRs, but I like what I got, and I like the style as long as I have the proper field for it, or playing field for it, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. Snipers will be my next thing to look into, and then of course a ghillie suit. But again, I have to borrow it from somebody because I don't want to spend the money if I'm not going to like it. But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But another question I have for you is like, do you do any type of videoing or any type of do you have your own channel into the hobby at all?
Yeah, I do have my own YouTube channel. It's more or less another hobby in of itself rather than it is directly correlated for airsoft. I get like seasons of, hey, I'm getting good footage, I'm in the groove, I'm passionate about editing. But really what it more or less is, it's more of like my own little like little journal of airsoft over time.
Oh,
Almost like a
excellent.
time capsule.
Yeah. Is that something you would like to share on this podcast?
Yeah. Let me make sure I remember the actual name of my channel. Oh man, pardon me. It is CALLSIGN KIT.
All right, so it's called CALLSIGN Kit. Let me see if I can find it. CALLSIGN Kit. I think I found it.
Should be me and multicam up against a plywood wall.
Oh, actually, I've seen this video. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's cool. I recognize the channel. I've seen this. So I keep tabs on other YouTubers at Fox. So this is coincidentally one of your channels is when I was reviewing. That's cool. All right. Awesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to share my screen and then we'll view some of your videos together if that's okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Now, before I do that, is there any copyright music or anything like that on any of your videos?
One of my videos got a copyright strike, but it didn't give me more information. Let me go and actually look into it.
Because what I could do just to play safe, I could just mute the audio and therefore it wouldn't be any type of music violation.
Okay, so I have a copyright notification on Replaced the Broken Laser Tactical. However, YouTube says that the copyright claim will not affect my channel and it is not a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's because I used the song The Final Countdown. Oh, it was background music the field plays.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. All right, so let me see if I can share my screen here. All right, give me a second here. Share. Let's do your sound uploads. All right, let me know when you can see the screen.
Oop, I can, and I'm waiting for Zoom to give me the full screen view. Okay, we're almost there, and we're back.
All right, awesome. So I see some of your videos here. Any particular ones you want to show?
Well, I'll leave that to be dealer's choice.
All right, let's try this one. Push too hard. All right, let's try that one. All right, can you hear the sound?
I don't think so.
All right.
No, but I remember this one pretty well without the sound.
Okay. Just to reconfirm, you still can't hear it?
Nope, can't hear a thing.
All right. So I'll just go ahead and just play it. There we go. Well, that's pretty cool. You're giving off your location where you are on the map.
Yeah, this is one of those more passionate videos that I actually put a lot of effort into editing up. I just really wanted to highlight the more whys. Really, this video actually came from me documenting my rifle build progress. The body of this rifle is actually my Lancer Gen 4 that had exploded months ago. It started with the cylinder nozzle, and then everything inside just went with it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but this is almost Frankenstein build between a Specna and the original body parts of the Lancer that were still not destroyed. Oh, the Blue Jeans guy there, he's my arch nemesis for like a minute straight. Dude just absolutely went backwards over like a piece of discarded log.
Yeah, so he was really trying to get you.
Oh yeah, I feel bad for him because he was like the only guy looking in my direction, and he was just laying a beaten zone of fire. In the video, you'll hear BBs hitting off the pallet, hitting off the fence, and now I'm stuck in a catch 22 of do I hold security on this far edge of the perimeter of the field and possibly extend into his field of fire, or do I hug this piece of cover that has been saving my life for about a minute and 30 seconds now and then get flanked from somebody coming out of here? And
Yeah,
this is when I point out that like I know somebody's back along that green fence and they just have to make a mistake because I already made a big one.
check that out. Nice. That was a good hit.
Yeah, that's one of the airsoft isms that I'm getting used to is being able to twist your rifle just a little bit to take advantage of the hop up. Oh, this poor guy. I think he would have had me for a trade. I don't know what happened to his gas gun, but you heard that it just blew the gas valve as soon as I went and swept past him.
Yeah.
And I mean, and up this wouldn't be an airsoft video if you didn't get somebody that you definitely see you shot with a BB and they don't react. So hey, it's airsoft, like I said earlier. And then at this point, like it's pretty mean. Like I'm in a nasty spot. Now Fox has a briefing point they touch on the bang bang rule. On the East Coast, Zulu 24, Balahack, the various fields in Pennsylvania that have since closed for mostly insurance and like nice guy reasons, there was a 10-foot bang bang rule. Fox, Go Airheads, obviously American Milsim. That's not a thing. Now, Fox Airsoft says that you can take it as a nicety. So this kid, I thought he was a rental. I just hear this like little whisper of bang bang, and I give him like go ahead and like, hey man, you earned this. Go ahead and cap me, as the kids say. And when he didn't, I just turned around and shot him and called it a trade. Because
Did
again,
the,
that angle I was on was just dirty.
So you're referring to here, let me share the screen again. All right, loading the screen back up again. Let me know when you can see it.
Yep, I'm back.
All right, so you're referring to this kid right here.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
it
So
took
he
a little bit
wasn't
for it
even
to
on your
click there.
team.
Yeah, no, like again, I had pushed pretty much right up into the prison far side spawn, and I just hear this soft little bang bang behind me, like he wasn't sure that he was saying what he was saying. So I'm like, dude, you've earned this. Take it.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
it's briefed every day at Fox that bang bang rules are optional and more of a courtesy thing than a
you
anything
don't really have
else.
to accept it. Yeah. You don't have to accept it
Yeah,
if you don't want to. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I just broke down from where I was shooting and gave him one to the chest and just took it as a trade.
This is this next video right here. This is the one over at CQP.
Yeah, still Fox on their CQB field. This is the Specna gun that had most of the guts that went into the rifle from the video we just watched. And I liked this rifle, but it was really short and it was just a little grindy. It was obviously very very old. I bought this off of another guy for like $80. It was his backup rifle. So I wasn't expecting anything like super duper over the top, but I was really trying to make this tiny. And you could see the how small that rail section is. Tiny little gun.
Yeah, for $80 too. I mean, if it gets you in the game, it gets you in the game.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely worth the $80. And then this is again talking about that airsoft-ism, tilting the airsoft replica to just pitch your BBs left or right. I always get a small kick out of it. I don't expect anybody to call it because it is and isn't what I would consider a blind fire.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm looking at where I'm intending these BBs to go, but by turning the rifle, I'm obviously getting shots that shouldn't be possible from where I'm looking at. But it's just one of those psychological things of just putting BBs down where I don't want that other player to be.
Yeah.
It works a lot of the time.
Oh, was that a trade between you two? Oh no, no, it doesn't look like it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing about the Fox fields is that if you know where to look in their buildings, you can see people moving through cracks in walls and you'll have that advantage on. Now that one there through the doorway, that's when I knew I had to rebuild this Specna because its consistency is horrible. Like if you back it up to where that dude in the boonie cap was in that slit of the doorway,
Doorway.
yeah, it should have been like 15 seconds a little further ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead and let it play.
Yeah, when I move into here, right here, I was definitely muzzle on that guy, but I went back and reviewed my footage. I'm talking frame by frame, watching this BB just miss the guy. Like you see that little red piece behind his elbow?
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it went towards that, like almost hitting the door frame on the way out.
Ah, jeez.
And I
That
was
close.
flabbergasted. I'm like, there's another instance later in the video to where a shot goes like a foot to the right, and I have to put a follow-up shot on, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me! What's going on with this thing? Again, it's a backup rifle. Hadn't touched the inner barrel. Hadn't really done any like touch-up maintenance to it because I pulled it. I handed the cash over, grabbed it out of the box, and ran out onto the field with it. And again, for what it was and for what I paid for it, perfect. But by the part one in this video's title, this rifle has since come a very far way. In fact, I'm planning on filming its current pretty much done status this coming Saturday.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
That's one of the crazy things that happened in 1861 is that my backup rifle became my primary.
Oh, look at that. That was a grenade.
Yep, perfectly too. Like just missed me in the dome. Another reason why I wear a full Kevlar helmet. Like just over my left shoulder too. I was busy like talking to this guy through the wall like it's a porta john, and he just says I don't want any of that because it started over like an airsoftism of, dude, I'm pretty sure I hit you. And I'm like, hey man, I didn't feel it if you did. Like, what do you want to do from here? I offered like rock paper scissors parlay, and he's like, nah, I'm just gonna throw a grenade at you. And I
Oh,
mean,
geez.
that's the right answer. Like, it just,
That takes care of that.
yeah, don't have to ask questions about am I hit by that grenade. Oh, there's another example that just happened of this rifle not being accurate or consistent at all. And then this should be, yeah, here it is. That first shot was wide by about a foot. And you can see me like slowing down, really like thinking about why my life is like that. Oh no, this is embarrassing. This is my inability to throw. I catch it the first time, and then I proceed to miss again. It wasn't even a windy, like super windy day. It was just a light breeze, but that speed loader did not want to go to the ref.
Ah, geez. I counted right. I think that was three times. Third time's the charm. You finally got up there.
Oh yeah, and you got to take your small wins. And then here's another example of looking through cracks in the wall. You can see me tracking him through the gaps in the wall, and then I just surprised the kid. I'm ready right when he's entering that doorway. And then more inconsistency rifle issues to where it's just not going where I'm shooting at all.
Yeah, yeah, no, I could see that. The guy's like, "Yep, I had enough." He walks back. You're pretty close to spawn
Yeah,
too, it
I
looks
think he
like.
might get a little frustrated. Yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, then you can tell when it clicked in for me, and I'm like, yeah, it was a little bit too tight in there. And then that's another problem with being that far forward. Somebody on your side is going to shoot you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
It's all right. I've shot Spaz as friendly fire a couple of times. I'm gonna say that a couple of times to keep some little bit of dignity.
No, that's pretty good. It's pretty good videos. Yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity to show it. So if other
Hey, thanks for letting me yap about
individuals,
some of the behind the scenes.
yeah, no problem. And for those who are listening in, If you look for his channel, it's called CALLSIGN KIT, and that's how you'll find him. Yeah, it's a pretty good channel. Subscribe if you can. But yeah, awesome material. Do you have any footage of the
Thank you.
1861?
Uh, yes and no. So I don't have, and I've been bagging on the UFS Facebook page in case anybody else managed to pick up the slack because I didn't film my own failed trench assault that resulted in me cracking a rib and breaking a gun. But I do have footage of me being a goober about it, just walking around shooting the shit with some people here and there. And like one more failed sortie trying to see if I was gonna like thug it out. But again, I ended up calling it a weekend pretty much early Saturday afternoon.
Okay, okay. So an incident occurred, and you just had to cut it short.
Yeah, it was really early on in the game. I was on the eastern side of the AO with the hardball boundary. And we were as a unit bounding up through trenches, taking some territory. And when I got online for one of the trench assaults, I'm kind of familiar with Colorado dirt and terrain, but I was caught off guard by just how dry the dirt still was on the area of operations. Because I went charging at a trench to go down and clear it, and the ground gave out under my foot as I struck, and I just went straight into the trench. It was a pretty deep slit trench. I got particularly unlucky. And the way I wear my gear is I've got a load bearing vest, and my mags are roughly 11 o'clock to 10 o'clock across my chest. And I landed to where the edge of my magazine just clipped my bottom rib and really gave me a sucker punch to the diaphragm. I hit the ground hard enough to scorpion my heels to the back of my head, roll through the rest of that berm, and slide down onto the other side of the trench. So technically, I did assault through the trench, technically. But I'm telling you, I hit that ground so hard, I ejected magazines out of high speed gear tacos, and I was living at the top of my lungs for like a solid minute, just trying to relax my chest, put magazines back where they went, and take a minute to just reassess how I was feeling then and there.
Yeah, those types of things happens. I can kind of relate because I think it was last year, if I remember correctly. I was playing with Spaz and with the group, and um, I was sprinting, and when I was sprinting, my foot gave out, literally. So, of course, you can imagine that, right? So when you're running and then suddenly your foot's not responding, you lose balance, you immediately go down. And then, I was thinking, what the hell? And I immediately tried to get back up, and I couldn't because I couldn't move the foot. I couldn't, if I put pressure on it, it was just hurting extensively. So I called up on comms because we were on radio at the time for help. And Spaz saw me, and then he asked if I was all right, and I literally told him I can't stand. And so he kind of an embarrassment moment, but he hauled me out of there, out of out of the field. So I have it all on video. Um, Actually, I think it would be kind of funny if I posted that, but yeah, just a long story short, that foot, I had surgery on it years ago, and it was a major surgery. So if they haven't have done it, the doctors would have told me in time I probably would have lost a foot. So that's why surgery was required. And of course, they fixed it, and but it wasn't fully 100% healed. It would, especially when I would play sometimes in airsoft, it just a split of a moment. It'll just change, and then it'll just hurt as hell. And then within a few hours, it'll slightly go back to normal, and then I'll be able to walk on it again. And it's very annoying. So on the video, No joke. Just running, sprinting, and then suddenly bump. You see me go straight down. And so, um, but the good news is that since that incident, my foot hasn't failed again yet, and I put a lot of pressure on that foot since then. So, just kind of counting my blessings and just hoping it won't happen again. But for the moment, it's holding on, and it's kind of interesting because despite that injury, I'm still playing airsoft as if like it's an ordinary day, still making it happen. So, um, yeah, I mean that's my side of the story of it was kind of related to what you experienced, but a different way.
Well, I'm glad you still have your foot. One of the
Yeah,
most
I
complicated
know.
pieces of the human body, hands and feet, they're just way too many little bones doing way too many little things. So,
That's for sure. It's very what should I say? Not much there to cut. Or let me rephrase that. Um, not much there of non-stuff to cut. There's a lot of sensitivity and um, muscle and nerves there, obviously, including bone. But yeah,
it's all right. It came across my Facebook memories. I think it was just this morning. 9 years ago was when I tore a chunk out of the front of my shin. I was back in Pennsylvania. I was playing at a local club's field, and it was a it was basically a game mode that was the U.S. Army squad attack. You get one element that tries to fix or ideally win the gunfight in one direction, and some other guys split and go the other way. Well, I took it up a notch and I went a third way. So now it was about to be a mess because I stripped off all of like my bulky gear. Obviously, I still had my helmet and eye protection, face protection on, but slick vest, no pistol holster, just a rifle, a deer trail, and some pretty high grass. And I was just dragging my face for it was close to 50 feet before I thought somebody had seen me and started shooting at me. So I hop up very much like a deer and I booked it. Problem is I ended up running through some very like, rocky terrain. For anybody familiar with Pennsylvania landmarks, this particular field I was playing at was pretty close to Ricketts Glen. So the whole area is very, very, very rocky. And I found the rockiest piece of terrain because as I was running, I started like doing that high knee thing of where you should slow down, but my ankle gets caught. And same thing that happened in 1861, straight down all the mechanical force. And I slide through these rocks into like a natural little depression. And somehow in the middle of that, the only bad thing that happened is that I got gored on a rock and I tore like a $half size chunk of flesh off the front of my shin. And I didn't even realize it until I picked myself up, kept running, and I vaulted like a fallen tree. And my woodland camo pants had this very strange red blotch on it. And I went, now, wait a minute. It's not supposed to be red. And now I hike my pants up and I see that there's flesh like falling out of my pants and I'm just bleeding. Oh man, it was pretty gnarly.
I can only imagine. Jeez, yeah,
And the recovery is always worse than the injury.
that certainly is true because when I had the surgery on my foot, it took me a while to get up to speed on it, and I think like maybe to be honest, I think maybe a full year before it was near recovery, or I should say near full recovery. It was never fully recovered, but it was near the mark. And but that took a year. So yeah, you can imagine how it was in the first few months. If I remember correctly, I couldn't drive for maybe the first month and a half. I think that's accurate. Wasn't authorized to drive. So
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So it was interesting, but hey, I mean, I still have it, and I can still play airsoft, so that's what still counts.
Yeah, it's
Until
more than a
it,
silver lining.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, oh, very cool. Well, sorry to hear you had some troubles with 1861. Um, there's always next year, but there's also other milsims
Yeah,
too. I mean, um, if I'm not too mistaken, there's a few over the summer. There's this one I forgot what it's called, where it's in a mall. It's like an abandoned mall. Should know the name of that. They have that every year too. It's like pretty massive. Do you happen to know what I'm recalling or what I'm referencing?
no, I don't know the name of the event either, but I do know that there's like a really big mall that like all of the big airsoft YouTubers have to. It's like a free space on a bingo card. I know it's that time of year because I'll just see like three videos pop up. Airsoft in abandoned mall, and it's just it looks like a dream.
It certainly does. A lot of close-in combat too, it looks like.
And a
So,
lot of nice like linoleum tile to slip on. So
oh yeah.
maybe I'll go with a little bubble wrap suit like a Christmas story.
Yeah, I would love to go to like a massive meal, something like that. I keep telling myself that. Of course, there's a reason why I haven't been to one, a big one yet, is because I have don't want to release it here publicly, but I have a kind of an element that's happening at home that kind of prevents me from being away from the house for too long. So but I'm hoping someday there won't be a roadblock anymore, and I could just literally spend an entire week at a milsim, or I guess it wouldn't be a week; it'd be like a few days at the max. But but yeah, I mean, I have friends in Alabama that's inviting me to go to, and you know, just gotta wait for that roadblock to go away, and I can start doing stuff like that. And meanwhile, I'll try to enjoy what I can in the state of Colorado, where I can, and then just go from there.
Can't fault that mindset. Real life is something you got to put forward first.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, excellent. It was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you again for coming on the podcast. And just so you know, a little bit of an honor on your front. You are the first one on this podcast that that I invited that has been in this new podcast room. I actually rebuilt this whole thing, so you're the first one that's seen it in live action. So a little bit of bragging rights for you to tell the
I'll
team.
take it.
But yeah, again, a pleasure to meet you, and would love to have you back on the podcast again. Feel free to reach out. Just let me know if you have any updates you want to share, videos. I mean, even a lot of the milsims. I mean, yeah, we'll definitely schedule something and get you back on here, and then
Sounds
go from
great.
there.
I'd love to yap about the culture differences of airsoft over the years and over the countries.
Oh yeah, we could definitely schedule that off as another topic. But yeah, we can talk about that during off the air and go from there. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
Again, thanks for having me, and I'll see you around.